and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, here with your readings for August the 26th through September the 1st. Oh my God, we're in September. If you're new, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm so glad you found me, and I really hope you enjoy these readings. And if you are returning, you're my heart. Thank you. I really appreciate you. I appreciate your loyalty and consistency. Thank you so much. These are general readings, guys, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you would like a more tailored and personal reading, you may click on this link and it will take you to my website. Now, that brings me to another announcement. I'm kind of in a critical financial situation, which I won't bore you with the details. So for 1 week only, I am offering a full reading, which is an hour long, sometimes a little bit more, for $60. So that's 40% off. There's going to be a special code that I will put in the show more section in the description box below. And you can copy and paste that at checkout. It will only be for 1 week. I'll offer it. So get it while you can. Now, what else? Yes, this is for your sun, moon, and rising, guys. So you can find the links to the other videos below. Also, in fact, all the links to my website, everything is below. I also have a Facebook group, and on Wednesday, every other Wednesday, it correlates with the new moon and the full moon. So this week it'll be about the new moon in Virgo on Friday, and on Wednesday, in my Facebook group, which is a closed group, we discuss that. We look at your, signs and how it's affected by the moon, and also I do a little tarot reading for people, so we have fun. It's a lovely group. The link to that will be below also. What else? Another way of supporting me, guys, is through Patreon. I post things on Patreon that I don't post anywhere else. And also, thank you, my patrons. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. You help me going. Now, what else? Oh yes, these readings come in 3 sections. I will have the timestamps to skip each section. If you want to get straight to the, excuse me, I can barely breathe because I have been smudging my house, and it is intense. I can barely breathe. These readings come in 3 sections. We have the intro, the astrology report, and the tarot card reading. So find the skip stamps below if you're checking out your sun, moon, and rising. So that's it, folks. Without further ado, let's go to the astrology report, shall we? Hello and welcome to the astrology section of your reading. And what a celestial sky we have this week, guys. Wow, so much earth energy and so much Virgo. Virgo energy is earth, right? It's the earth element. It's practical. It's critical thinking, and critical thinking is kind of important, right? We need to be able to look at situations critically, and sometimes ourselves. Just the tendency to criticize can come out, so hold back on criticizing yourself and others unless it's constructive criticism. Now, Virgo, you've got the new moon in Virgo, right? So we have 5 planets in Virgo, and at some point they are interacting with Uranus. Uranus is the planet of surprises and shocks and sudden happenings. It's like thunder and lightning, right? Now, it is going retrograde. So all these other planets, we've got Mercury, the Sun, Mars, Venus, and the Moon, right? Now, the Moon is also, you've got this beautiful new moon on the 30th, on Friday, the 30th. So this is a wonderful time for intentions, but Virgo's about planning. And I just have to say, on Friday, the moon, this new moon, interacts with 7 planets, some in nice ways and some in not so nice ways. This is a wonderful opportunity for new beginnings, and because all the planets are kind of interacting with Uranus and the moon too at some point, I think it's a good time to plan. Virgos are all about planning. They're all about structuring and putting rules in place and setting goals. So I think it's a really incredible time to set goals. Now, I want to also say there's so much energy in Earth. This is a wonderful time to manifest, right? Because the Earth is about manifesting. It's about, what we create, what we actually live within this 3-dimensional world. Growing food, it's about providing shelter and food and everything that we need to live. So Virgo is also about service. And it's a mutable sign, right? So mutable means flexible. So it's good to look at where we can be flexible. So this energy is all about making plans to go forward. It's all about how can I be of service to others. Now, I just want to mention that the Mars and the Sun are conjunct, almost exact. That can mean sudden bursts of anger, right? It can mean, because it's kind of what do I want to say? It's impatience, it's intolerance. When a planet is conjunct the sun, I mean, the sun's powerful and hot, right? And it can burn a planet to a cinder. So what you want to do is, some of us can control ourselves and some of us can't, but it is important to choose your battles and perhaps not be so impulsive this week, because we may have the tendency to be impulsive. But the moon on Friday interacts with 7 planets. So this can mean a fluctuation in moods, not only for you, but for those around. And it affects people in different ways. And as I said, the moon is interacting with the planets, sometimes in a harmonious way and sometimes in a challenging way. You want to understand that all these moods that you're encountering, particularly on Friday, is a result of the celestial sky and the interaction with the moon, and it's momentary. The moon moves very fast, so that's why it's interacting, because it's kind of moving past all these planets and interacting with them, and they are interacting with other planets, so it kind of accentuates those moods. And how this affects you personally depends on where these planets are in your natal chart. So you might want to get a reading for that, or you might want to join my Facebook group and we can kind of generally discuss it. At least which area it's affecting you in your life. Mercury rules Virgo, so it is home. It is very happy in Virgo. So we have all this wonderful grounding, manifesting earth energy here this week. And we've got a lot of Uranian energy too, right? So during this week, the Sun, Mars, Venus, the moon and Mercury will all interact with Uranus. Now, when that happens, it will affect us in different ways. For instance, when Venus interacts, and they're all harmonious, they're wonderful interactions, right? When Venus interacts with Uranus, Uranus, don't forget, is in retrograde. So you could bump into an old flame or an old friend, and romantic feelings could come up for you. Or just, very friendly and a wonderful connection. Depending, somebody could just pop up out of the blue, because Uranus is all about like popping up out of the blue. It's about surprises. When it's a harmonious relationship, when it's in a trine, it's like, nice surprises. When it's in a challenging relationship, it's shocking. Luckily, all this week is it's all about harmonious connections. So it's a wonderful energy and surprising energy. So lovely surprises all week long. So expect the unexpected, and don't forget, plan and think about how you can be in service with someone and how you can be more flexible. So we have a lot going on, guys. Without further ado, let's go to your tarot card show. Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your reading, your tarot card section of your reading for August the 26th through September the 1st. And that was the last shuffle for you guys. This is for Cancer. For Cancer, what wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Cancer for this coming week? August the 26th through September the 1st. Sometimes it's hard to pull myself out of that. 3 cards for Cancer. Oof, there we go. 2 more cards for Cancer. There we go. There's crossover, so definitely check out your sun, moon, and rising, Cancer. Okay, clarifying cards for Cancer. What wonderful blessings, guidance, and helpful information can you give Cancer for this coming week? These are clarifying. What wonderful gifts, blessings, gifts, guidance, and helpful information can you give Cancer with these clarifying cards for the week of August the 26th through September the 1st. Please clarify. Please clarify. That nearly came out. There we go. And please clarify. There it is. Okay, darling. It's like these messages came out really fast. Okay, the first card out for you is the Hanging Man. Yes, it's Hanging Man in this deck. Clarifying, the Hanging Man is the 6 of Wands. Then you have the 7 of Wands. Clarifying that is the 10 of Wands. A lot of passion this week, darling. Then you have the Moon, your ruling planet. And of course, we've got the new moon coming up. And clarifying that is the 9 of Wands. A lot of passion and action this week. Now, the first card out for you is the Hanging Man. This indicates a pause in action kind of thing. And you are being asked to take that moment, that pause in action, and look at a situation from a different perspective. So, look, he's like in a yoga pose, right? And he's kind of, hanging upside down, hanging out, and he's like looking at something differently. When you, even if you're kind of cocking your head and you look at something, it looks different. A situation looks different from over here than it does from over there. And so this is really saying to you, there is a situation that may be causing some concern, but you need to kind of look at it from a different perspective. And you've got the 6 of Wands, so this is about celebrating. So a situation that you may perhaps be disappointed with or upset about, you have to look at it differently and look upon it as a gift, and look upon it as a gift and a blessing. I'm sorry, my mind just went to something that I experienced this week. It was a very humbling experience for me, and I was almost embarrassed by it, but it turned out to be a blessing and a gift, and people showed up in ways that really surprised me and was very touching and emotional for me. So I almost, it's a celebration. So it's a, it's a critical situation I was in, and then people stepped up to the plate and surprised me. So this is about, and it also, anyway, I digress. But this is about you seeing a situation as a blessing as opposed to a curse, if you will, to put it plainly. This is about a celebration. So you may be, you are being celebrated. You've got this moment where you can kind of bask in the celebration, if you will. This is a wonderful, wonderful card. Now, an energy coming in. Now, the next card is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is about, it's about standing your ground, right? But it's about standing your ground in a way that's non-combative. But this is like, look, he's higher up. He's not better than people, but he's got all these, wands coming at him from other people. So it's pressure. It's peer pressure. And so people are saying, do this, 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 and this, and or they, I usually use the analogy of being in a jury, right? And it's Friday night, and you're about to be sequestered unless you're all on the same page, and you want to say this person's guilty, right, or not guilty. Perhaps everyone's saying they're guilty, and you're like, no, you have a doubt, and you're like, no. And the impulse is, look, it would be so much easier for me to say, you know what, okay, he's guilty, and leave for the week, go home. But standing your ground is like not compromising your values and standing up for what you know is right. So it's important when this card comes in to stand your ground, but in a way that's not abrasive or confrontational, right? And you've got the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is saying you've got to delegate and drop things, because the pressure sometimes from taking on too much is a setup for failure almost. And also this reminds me of Virgo energy for, to clear out things, to let go of what no longer works for you. Stop doing too much, taking on too many responsibilities, delegate, or just let some things go because it's too much. There's too many responsibilities here. It's like letting go. So this is interesting, right? Because you're standing your ground for your values, but you've also got to let something go, something drop, because this is holding you back. All this baggage is holding you back. So this can be emotional baggage, or it can be like, this is stress. This is stress. Let it go, because you need to move forward, darling. And Wands, it's like you're bogged down with all the responsibilities and all the baggage. So delegate. But do not compromise your values. Whatever it is, stand up for your values, for what you know is right. And look, you've got the Moon. This is interesting because you've got another card that's very similar. So the Moon is all about the truth, something coming to light. Now, we've got this wonderful new moon. The moon rules your sign. This is an opportunity for you to restructure your life, to really, get moving on on plans and writing them down and really kind of getting everything kind of in place, right? Because, you know, Virgo is all about organization. It's all about clearing the decks. It's so funny. I was feeling this energy last week, and I'd started to kind of, you know, donate books and getting, you know, trim the fat is what I'm getting. Trim the fat. I'm also trying to do that too. Literally, trim the fat. So the moon, this beautiful new moon in Virgo is an opportunity, and it's also an opportunity for you to look at where you can be flexible. And look, we have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands here is like you are tired of kind of fighting for what's yours. Wow, look at this. Look at this. Listen, this message is really kind of strong. The Nine of Wands is where it's like dog tired of trying to protect what's his, and he just wants to kind of give up. But number 9 is almost at the finish line, right? So this is like, look, you battled, you've, you know, fought for what's rightfully yours. And this is like, look, yes, you can take a little respite. You can lick your wounds, you can heal. And then you've got to get up and just do it because you're almost there. This is like a triumphant, this is the promise of triumph, if you will. So this is about a pause in action and seeing things from a different perspective. Don't give up. Sometimes we lose the battle, right? But we can win the war, right? So you have, you know, you're protecting all that's yours, right? You're protecting your values. This can be protecting your reputation. This is like, you know, standing up for what's rightfully yours, looking at the truth in the situation, seeing things from a different perspective. And don't take on too much. This is known as the people-pleasing card. So it's like, yeah, I can do it. And you really believe you can. You really mean it at the time. And then, you know, physically, it's just impossible to follow through with all this. So it's important for you to know your limitations and to understand this can also, you know, because look, this is like doomed to fail. You're like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Yeah, you can have. Yeah. Sometimes you have to say no. And sometimes you've got to delegate. You give others the chance. And this can be control. Or, you know, if I let them do it, they'll screw up, you know. I can't let them do it. They're not going to do it right. Let them fall and learn. People have to learn. Sometimes you've just got to let go. I think that this is about standing up for your values. It's about standing up for what you know is right and what is rightfully yours. And even though you're tired of it, this could be somebody that, you know, has been looking for a job for a long time, can't find a job. The break is coming. It's coming for you, Cancer. You know, celebration is here. Celebrate, da, 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 da. Somebody stop me. Cancer, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it with friends, family, neighbors, social media. Help me to get this channel over 10K. I just made 8K, so I'm very, very grateful. Thank you, guys. And listen, comment. I live for comments and feedback, and I always respond. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week.